Hey Nerdist fans, I have a new MST3K box set review. This is, what is this one, 26? Hey, this just came out, I believe last month it is. I just got done watching it. This one features some big favorites of mine, and it also comes with the same posters as usual by Steve Vance, all done in sort of the old kind of B-movie poster style. And they are for the Magic Sword, the Mole People, Alien from LA, and Danger, Deathray. Now, these are 3 Mike episodes and 1 Joel episode, and I'll start with Magic Sword. Magic Sword was an episode I recently discussed in a top 10 favorite films done by MST3K, and I can't remember, I think I put this at number 2 as far as like movies I actually liked. This is from Bird Eye Gordon, who specialized in movies about making things gigantic or even shrinking them at times. He kind of got stuck on a theme. He did quite a bit. This one he broke away from. He actually broke away a few times in a few movies. But this I felt he was most successful at not only using the techniques he had done in his other films, but venturing out into like a sword and sorcery film. And it's kind of fun. And I even would recommend watching this without MST3K. But with MST3K, this has the bonus feature of a Bird Eye Gordon interview. Yeah, he's still around. The theatrical trailer and the Mystery Science Theater Hour wraps. Now, a brief explanation about that is there was a short-lived spin-off of MST3K when it was on Comedy Central, where it would be split in half to 2 episodes, and it would be shown during the weekday afternoons, about around 4 o'clock. And what was cool about those was they had some original material where Mike Nelson pretended he was Jack Perkins in his brilliant impersonation of him. And he just turned him into a complete weirdo, which was hilarious. They're definitely worth watching on their own. And he would just introduce the episode and do a sign-off on every episode. So there's at least 4 segments to check it out. They're a lot of fun. I love Mike Nelson's take on that person. Anyway, Magic Sword, it's kind of a typical sword and sorcery story, really. I mean, evil wizard, played by Basil Rathbone, kidnaps a princess of a king that he wants to get revenge on. Our young hero George is actually a, I guess, an orphaned prince or something like that. And he's been raised by his stepmother, who is not evil and is a witch. Which actually is kind of interesting. I can't really recall anything like that. Anyway, he grabs some magical tools from her and kind of tricks her. So he can rescue the princess. Meanwhile, the king's #1 knight, he's going to go rescue the princess, but he was actually in cahoots with the evil wizard the whole time. It's actually a pretty good movie. But hey, even though it's a good movie, the refereeing is pretty funny on this. Expect some Princess Bride jokes. That's all I'm saying, and they're very well placed. Also, look for Vampira. She has a small part in this as a withered hag. She's always fun. Now, let's do these in order, and I think Alien from LA was the next episode. And this has a bonus feature with director Albert Pun and theatrical trailer. Albert Pun, where have I heard that name before? Oh yeah, he was the director of the 1990 Captain America movie. So you know what kind of quality we got going on here. But to be honest, this movie's better than the Captain America film. Essentially, Kathy Ireland, this is, I think, late 80s. I think this is 88 this came out of. Kathy Ireland plays, I guess, the loser daughter of the archaeologist. Her mother's dead, and she hasn't seen her dad in years. Anyway, he gets lost in Africa looking for the lost city of Atlantis. And she's extremely nerdy and wimpy and terrified of everything, so she begrudgingly goes out, tries to find him, and falls down a huge hole, almost Alice in Wonderland style, and lands in sort of this dirty pit of a city, of a world, where they don't even know about the outside world. And she goes through this adventure, finding all kinds of different characters helping her, and there's some interesting acting in this film. There's one actress who plays like a dual role or something like that. The riffs on this are absolutely brilliant. This is when MST3K, Mike and the Bots were just on target with everything, and what Mike brought to the table was, I think, a better rhythm of jokes, actually. And they really score a lot on, the silly film and Kathy Ireland's inability to act. The phrase "dull surprise" was coined in this one, I think. I believe this is where the phrase "dull surprise" had come from. Kathy can't act, and her voice isn't pleasant to listen to. And in the film, they actually, Albert Pun even admits that they actually rewrote part of the script to acknowledge that, which is why even in the movie they're making fun of her voice. It's like, man, I feel kind of sorry for Kathy Ireland, actually. I mean, even the movie is riffing on her. Lots of fun. Now, let's go to Danger, Deathray. The bonus feature on this is an interview with Mike Nelson in what has become a series in the last few box sets, Life After MST3K, where some of the creators talk about what they've been doing since the show ended. And this also has the theatrical trailer of Danger, Deathray. It's one of the 8 billion James Bond ripoffs that had come out since the 60s, featuring Bart Fargo. Yeah, that's his name, Bart Fargo. He is trying to recover a kidnapped scientist and his invention, the Deathray, which he was totally going to use for peaceful purposes, but the bad guys are going to use the Deathray to cause death. What jerks. The effects are kind of like Dukes of Hazzard in the last few seasons, where they just use models. And there's, I don't know, it's just so typical James Bond ripoff. It's remarkably easy to make fun of. Is there something about the music? It's incredibly silly and catchy. The music, the main theme song, is ridiculous and catchy. It's probably the most catchy song I've ever heard on any of their movies. It's so funny, and the music gives them a lot of material to riff on over and over again. And of course, there's the James Bond tropes they make fun of, the actual movie and the music, and great episode. Now, Mole People. This is one of the Universal International films from the 50s, starring John Agar, which he was in like 80 of these or something like that. And at this point, they had gotten really used to John Agar. This features Of Mushrooms and Madmen, the making of Mole People, which is a terrific documentary about the makers of this film from Universal International, and the process going on during the 50s, and what the studio was doing, going from the more expensive films that Universal were more well known for, to the sort of cheapy movies, and this was sort of the transitional film for that. Theatrical trailers also used here. And this film has John Agar and Hugh Beaumont and Alan Napier, who played Alfred, the butler, from the Batman series. If you want to see him play an evil priest, this is your movie. He's pretty good in it too. Anyway, there's John Agar and Hugh Beaumont lead a bunch of archaeologists who fall down a pit and end up in a lost city that didn't realize there was a world outside of the That seems familiar somehow. Oh, their voices are at least not squeaky. But they're not as interesting. What's interesting in the film, and they do remark about this in the riffing, Mike and the Bots do, is the mole people themselves. There's these creatures. The lost city they come across is run by these incredibly pale humans who have not seen the sun for eons, so they're now burned by the sun, like vampires actually. And they control the world with an iron fist, and they've enslaved, what they consider the lesser beings, the mole people, and anybody who has any kind of dark skin pigment, and they have them in slavery. So, yeah, they are kind of making a point here. Mike and the Bots do pick up on that, and it's actually discussed in the documentary. I definitely recommend checking that out after you watch this movie. This is one of the, I think this is the only, yes, this is the only sci-fi episode, actually. So you get to hear Bill Corbett playing a crow in this one. I think all of these are absolutely brilliant. This is a great box set. My particular favorites are Danger Deathray is my favorite out of the 4, and then closely followed by Alien from LA. And then Magic Sword and Mole People, in that order, I think. But you can start anywhere. All these are fantastic. 5 RAM chips. Definitely a time to pick up one of these for your collection. Or if you're just getting started in MSD3K, it's a damn good place to start, especially Danger Deathray. I've actually shown this in the past to newbies who have never seen the show and absolutely love this one. So that's a really good one to jump into. I think that's it, so push the button, Lindsay.